Hello, 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 hello. I know it has been a minute since I've posted anything on social media. I've been really busy and everything, so if you hear a dog in the background, this is Oreo, by the way, y'all. He's my friend's dog, and I'm just dog sitting with him. So he's my favorite out of his owners. They know that. He chooses now. Okay, so on today's episode of Southern Grace and Sass, we're on episode 10, and today we were talking about the heaven sense in our lives. That hurt. He hit my knee, y'all. And you're basically wondering, what am I even talking about? Well, there is a song by Miss Lauren Elena, who's one of my favorite country artists, by the way, and it is called Heaven Sent, and it makes me cry every time I hear it. But Heaven Sent, I just want to go. I just want to talk about the song for a second. Heaven Sent, a couple of words I've heard my whole life, where you got that voice and how you got that man. Yeah, that makes sense, but what about when, heaven sent, my daddy back home in the middle of the night left us down on his screened in porch saying, "Hey God, why'd you do that?" Everybody says there's a plan. I guess it's true, 'cause some things you don't understand until you do. And then she goes into the chorus, which I love. Um, your breath stinks. Um, and the chorus goes, I woke up one morning with a different kind of tear in my eye, out of the blue, standing at the sink, staring at two pretty pink lines. With all the hell that I've been through, s- something down here finally makes sense. My whole world, a little baby girl, that my old man sitting up there and heaven sent. Then it goes on to the second verse where it goes, yeah, well, basically, this is a special guest featuring Oreo, y'all, by the way. He's st- he's a show stealer, a scene stealer, as you can tell. But the second verse goes, um, a little bit of hope on the black and white screen, a call back home to my brother's house. Finally got something good to talk about. Still heartbroken, but I'm starting to heal, cause cause I heard her speak for the first time, and a second doubt that angels are real. Okay. I'm petting him so it keeps him calmer. He's not getting his zoomies activated. But yeah. And I've been wanting to do this episode for a while now. Ow. There's one more I can't wait to get to, and here we go. We'll wait to see it. Um, but let's move on to the anybody that has a dog knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know. I should have just. But anyway, um, in the last verse of the song, it goes, I just wish I could have seen his face walking in through tears through the front door, but if there's any saving grace, I knew that he knew way before. This song just makes me cry, and it got me thinking about all the heaven sins that have been in my life, even though I don't show it. Um, but yeah, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. But what is a heaven sent? Well, it's occurring in a favorable time. Because I feel like so many of us, like, we don't really think about it, like we'll go into something bad and we get like this heaven sent from God. Basically, and heaven sent is an adjective describes something that is unusually fortunate, as beneficial, and is a gift from heaven. It refers to something unexpected but very welcome that occurs perfect timing. Few details. Explanation. There's fortunately, fortunate and timely, which implies a sense of luck and divine intervention. Welcome and beneficial. What are some examples? Well, yes, I know. I know. Um, the rain was a heaven sent relief on the patched land. The unexpected job offer was a heaven sent opportunity. Why am I doing a podcast with a dog? He's very hyper right now. But he's cute though, so I guess he gets away with that. But finding a white rice parking spot, um, in a team's last minute victory. Now, of course, we gotta do some Reddit stories, right? Because Reddit, you might as well just go ahead and sponsor me at this point. But here is a great Reddit story. This has happened to me quite a few times. It scared me honestly. One day I had an argument with my mom. Um, actually my great aunt, but she raised me, and she has very bad narcissistic tendencies. One day she was berating me over it, wasn't crying, but I was mad. All of a sudden, a feeling came over me, and I feel like someone else's broken words heard me. The second thing was God was sending a sign. I was sending someone really shouldn't have been seeing, but my biological mother lives across the state from me, but I talk to her daily. We both had a terrible start to our new year and everything. But the past few weeks, so Let It Go came on the radio, and I think it was for us. And I wanted to cry, but yeah. Anyway, I wanted to cry, but it was time to let it go. And another story is, in my mid-40s, I was sitting on my bed in my room when I suddenly spoke out loud. Silly boy, it's all about trust. This took me by surprise because I didn't know I was going to say that, and I wasn't connected with anything I was thinking about. And so I've decided I've always understood it as a message from God, but and I took it as personal advice at first, but by now it had become a mainspring of the approach to biblical theology. Okay, and that's our Reddit stories. But it got me thinking about a couple of my heaven sins. One day I was walking across from the speedway, and this lady calls me over to her car, and she goes, "I don't know why, but I'm feeling God is telling me I should give this to you." I was like, "Thank you," even though I was like, I didn't. But so I looked at it, it was $100 bill, and she was just a very sweet woman. It was like so random, like it was a God thing, honestly. I needed the money and stuff, but I'm like, I don't go around begging for it. Let's just clarify that. But it was like so random when that happened. And now we have Oreo here, who I love, by the way, but it's being very annoying, by the way. But it's also when I met my unofficial adopted family. I mean, they're my heaven since. They came into my life at a time when I like to think we came into each other's lives when time when we didn't know we needed each other, honestly. Yeah. Even this little guy here, even though he's only mine temporarily until his owners get back. Okay. But let's talk about some Bible verses, shall we? Um, there's Jeremiah 32:27, where he goes, I am the Lord, the God of all mankind, and is anything too hard. Then there's Luke 18:27. What is impossible with men, all possible with God. Mark 9:23. Especially is possible with those who believe. Matthew 19:26. With a God, all things is possible. John 2:11. What Jesus did in Cana in Galilee was the first of many signs. Acts 4:30. While you extend your hand to heal, and signs and wonders and everything else. All right, guys. This is it for a very short episode, but I want you to think about like what's your heaven sins because they come in all shapes and sizes. It could be that child you're expecting, that job you were really wanting, um, and everything. But yeah, that is it. My timer just went off for my food, so I'm gonna go have that. Y'all have a great day.